Youthpass, which the young people achieved during youth exchange, is useful or useless to getting a job? I'm pretty sure the answer is obvious. Firstly, I wanted to tell you a definition of what Youthpass is. This is a document, certificate for young people, but you have to pay attention that participants can write in the Youthpass certificate whatever they want. Now, I wanted to explain you what the job is, because we want everything to be clear. So, can I explain totally our position from the basement? Job is something what you want to do in your life, for living, for getting salary, more money, and require skills to do it. That's a really important part of our lives. Now, I explain what is our status quo. We support that Youthpass is useless a job. Even the European Commission in 2013 proves it. Now, our philosophy is that massive changes must be done in order to the certificate to make it useful. But again, pay attention. We don't know if or when it's going to happen. Our case structure is based on two groups of arguments. The first is lack of recognition, and the second one is about reflection of skills. Now, I'm going to talk about this first group, about lack of recognition. So, the Youthpass is not recognition as formally, and the second part is not recognition for employers. Let me explain to be more clear. There is no country that has laws which recognize this certificate. And it's not like university marks or points. That's something different. If it's, and you have to know, if it's, you know that if it's not recognized, that has no power. This is really useless. And also, the second part about employers, that is not really popular for employers. They are not obligated to know about it. It's not really important for the majority of the jobs. They don't have to check in the internet or somewhere on the website to get more information about this. Because for them, they're only looking on the CV to look for the main information about university, about marks, or the previous experience, previous jobs, or the other certificate. And as I said, Youthpass is useless because it's not really important and they really don't know what is about it.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear judges, we are standing here today to defend the opinion that Youthpass is useful. Firstly, I would like to start to defining what is Youthpass and useful. We are debating about Youthpass that is gained through trainings and EVS and internationally recognized. Secondly, the word useful is not that we are saying it's a guarantee, but ongoing process that helps getting a job compared to the person who doesn't have. Our debate will be as follows from my side. I will talk about that. What stands behind Youthpass? How formal, non-formal education is better than just formal, what employers are really looking for, and from my part, no. It's not just a paper. What stands behind is more important. Key competences gained behind improved during youth exchange training course or EVS can help you in a job interview. Let me explain why. In a very job interview, employers will ask about experience of teamwork, leadership, and presentation skills. By saying a person has gained those skills in university, it doesn't send you out from all the rest who have formal education, but by showing Youthpass and explaining concrete and specific. No, of course. Project gives employer specific competencies gained if in a specific project. It gives employer the confidence that you are different and care about self-development. And it is what employers are looking for us. I already said we are not here talking about sheet of paper. We are talking about self-development, experience of intercultural and of leadership and presentation skills, and there is not employer that does not care about his because there is no job that does not require social skills, self-evaluation, learning to learn, and so on. My partner will continue to talk about the importance of it. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are to talking about Youthpass is totally useful, useless for getting a job, okay? So stay on the topic, because if in the labor market the Youthpass is useful, how without a recognition, how you can say is it useful? So please, and if the Youthpass, you can take it with a non-formal education. How this can help you to improve your skill to get a job in the labor market? So please again, and you're talking about the Europass, but again, stay on topic. This is Youthpass, not the Europass. So, and this is so here we are again. Stay on the topic. Youthpass is useless for getting a job, and even if it is useful, tell me how it's possible how it's possible without a recognition. We have okay, forgot. Even is useful. It is when an employee asks to you for your experience. The last things you ever to present is a Youthpass, because this is low in the priority list, and this is even not a big impact in your okay. So this isn't thank you.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, I would like to start by saying that I found one statement by the affirmative first speaker totally misleading. She told us that the answer of the question of today's debates is totally obvious. Let me tell you, it's not. That's why we are debating. And that's why I want to say that, sorry, but this time you are wrong, because Youthpass is totally useful for getting a job. When it comes to finding a job, you need to stand up. our labor market is very huge and we have competitive young people everywhere. I would like to emphasize our philosophy one more time, that formal education combined with non-formal education overweights just formal education. What we want to say is that non-formal education and Youthpass in this time, this is not a guarantee that you will get a job, but it helps you to increase your chances to get for it. I would also like to speak about benefits of the Youthpass in terms of getting a job. So let's imagine yourself in the shoes of a regular employer. First of all, he is looking for an employee who will be responsible, flexible, who will be able to cooperate in the team, who will adapt in the environment well. You are an investment as an employee. Employers invest in you, and in the job interview, they know that they will pay you money, so you are important, and all you have behind yourself, all qualifications, certificates, and all skills, they are important. Yes, please.
If it's not recognized, how this certificate will be able to support your skills in a job interview?
Thank you for the question. I will overview this later. Okay. So, you are an investment. And when you show that you have a Youthpass, you show that you are an active European member, which is very important nowadays. It shows that you are flexible. It shows that you have several competences. It shows that you want to learn and you are eager to learn. They also said that, employers, they do not read CVs. But come on, they do, because they want to know about the person who they will be working with. It's important. And the second thing, they stated that it's not recognized. I think that the government is not informed enough, because Youthpass is not only youth exchanges, but also EVS and training courses. And let me tell you something, in training courses, people who train you, they are totally professionals. And so it means that credibility in training courses is high. We can trust those people. And European Union, they make sure that those projects, they are credible and that they matter. And also in EVS, you can gain real experience. What can be better than real experience for an employer? They can... Yes, please.
Yes, we are not talking about experience here. We are talking about the certificate itself and if it's useful or useless to find a job. Not about the experience, the key competencies, or the EVS training courses that gives us this certificate. If it's not recognized, it's not useful for your CV. That's what we are talking about.
How can it be not recognized if European Union it's the highest institution in Europe? It's legislative and executive, the highest branch in Europe. How can it not be recognized? And later, I would like to say that European Union has a standardized CV which is used, for example, if you want to get a job abroad, you can use Europass. And in that Europass, there is a separate column for qualifications and experience you gain throughout these kind of projects like Youthpass. It means that it is recognizable, and with that Europass and Youthpass inside, you can gain more points from an employer. And it is recognized all around Europe. And in conclusion, I would like to ask, since when employers search for people who have just formal education, they search for people who can adapt everywhere, who have more than just basic skills gained at universities. So when it comes to saying that Youthpass is useless or useful, I would like to emphasize that it is useful.
We are here to debate about the certificate itself. The position said about the skills and the key competences and the reflections and how these youth exchanges are preparing for a job interview. Yes, we agree with that. We don't agree with their statement about the skills. It's not about the skills, this topic. It's about the certificate. And this certificate, it's not officially recognized. Even the European Union says that Youthpass is not a formal recognition. Youthpass is not something which gives you rights. Youthpass is not an accreditation. We say that this Youthpass, in order to become useful for getting a job, it needs massive changes. It needs some outside evaluation, some critically kind of criticality what it is written in this document, because everybody can write whatever he wants, and this is not officially recognized. They talked about reflections and cultural skills and blah blah blah. Yes, we agree with that. Non-formal education is very important. But here we are not talking about informal education. We are talking about the certificate. The second speaker said it's a piece of shit. We heard that. They agree that it's useless. So, what's the point in that? We say our philosophy is that this certificate, it's only 1% of the European young youth has it, so we say that it must be changed now. In this format that it has now, it's useless. It's not recognized, the employers will not take it under consideration, and the employer is not obligated to ask what is that and what does it reflect. We'll know if you have a degree of university what it is. We'll know what if you have a certificate in a language that you can speak. But this certificate with no recognition has no value. It's like a travel passport. If it has no power, you can't go to another country. It's the same thing. Be realistic. They also agreed with us. It was obvious. And yes, of course, we are talking about Youthpass using us in jobs in the form of today. We don't know in the future, maybe it will be better and maybe it will be useful. But now it's useless. Please keep in mind that. And of course, keep in mind our points, that the European Commission spends money to integrate people and to provide them with experiences, not to distribute the youth passes. They also talked about Europass. No, here we're talking about Youthpass. Don't play tricks to the judges. And of course, no recognition, not exactly reflection of the skills, and today we need massive changes in this certificate in order to be useful for getting a job. Thank you.
Dear judges, dear opponents, I will start by answering your questions about recognition. You say and you strongly propose that they are not recognized. How can they not be recognized when the training courses and DPSs where you get a Youthpass, not a Europass, can help you get a job in an interview on your CV? Secondly, you say it's not formal. Yeah, of course it's not formal. Formal education is much different from the formal one. They are for two different purposes. Also, you say it's not popular employers and they are not important. So ask yourselves, if you are an employer, would you like to get someone with just a degree or just a master and a bachelor, or someone with these things and something more? No. Furthermore, interviews are made specifically to recognize the truth on your CV, to know what you're saying is true or not. That's why they make it. It's not just a random conversation or to go there to have a drink or a coffee. Furthermore, you agree on the skills you get and you disagree. How can you, yeah?
Yeah, we said that this debate is about the certificate itself and not the skills that it's behind it. And it's not recognized with any laws in any country, so it can't be in a job interview.
Do you need a law to be recognized? I don't think
yes.
No.
So can I look?
Thank you for your question. So I am going to talk about the importance about the actors. Employers need workers who have more than degrees, more than papers. They need someone with skills, they need someone they can trust and work with. Not just a paper, not just a piece of shit. Shit. The employees, when you are an employee and you want to get a job, you get more confidence with the skills you get from the Youthpass. Youthpass is not about just the paper. The paper, it is recognized, but it's not about the paper. It's not about it's all about the skills and the confidence you get. The employers are looking for this type of skills, so the employees would be much better prepared for their interviews. They can interact with other colleagues or customers much better if they have the skills, and Youthpass is a very good way to develop them. And the third actor is society. These key competences are not just for getting a job. They are just lifelong learning, and they are essential for every member of society in every aspect of their lives. They help families grow up their kids. They are social skills. It's important they get used on everything in our daily life, and they get improved through all our lives. Thank you.
Hello one more time. So today we were standing here to defend our position that Youthpass certificate is useful for getting a job. As we have already stated, our philosophy is that Youthpass certificate increases your chances for getting a job. It's not a guarantee, like a university diploma. It's not a guarantee that you will get a job. It's just an additional tool for increasing chances. I would like to emphasize it clearly. The next thing we talked about is what stands behind the paper. We are not looking at Youthpass as just a sheet of paper. What stands behind it is more important. But it goes the same with all the diplomas, for example, we have, like university diploma. It's not a paper. We know that behind it we have competences, we have skills, we have experience gained at university. The same is with Youthpass. What stands behind it is more important. And the position we take is not shallow. We are not saying that it's just a paper and it's not recognizable. As we have proved, it is recognizable because European Union, it has certain directives and they recognize it. In such instances as Europass, it is important. We said that we are talking about out of topic, but everything is included. It's like one body. And also, I would like to say that in interviews, employers, they care about experience, and that experience can be gained in youth exchanges, also in EVS and training courses. In Roach, of course, we meet professionals. So it means that credibility of those projects, it can increase your chances. Another thing I would like to emphasize that cultural experience, self-development and skills gained during those projects, they can reflect, they can be seen during the interview, not only in the paper, but if we talk about like interview itself, you can show that you have learned like some kind of debating skills during the interview, some kind of cultural experience. And also, I would like to emphasize that our philosophy, it is more based not only about the paper itself, but all what is behind it. So when it comes to debate whether it's useless or not, I think we can say that usefulness of the Youthpass for getting a job cannot be denied.
Point 1, the points are 2 to 5. And the winner of this debate, according to the jury, is the opposition Power Rangers.